home before the storm, I suppose, because we have a couple of really big slates coming up. Like tomorrow, we have an enormous NBA slate, which unfortunately we're all going to be playing for second because Bobby's going to win that one. But playing for second isn't bad. The other thing is that the Thanksgiving Day slate is a three-gamer, and we did a brief video on it today. What I'm going to be doing for Thanksgiving is what I did last year, and I'm going to play everything. I'm going to play the three-game Millie Maker. I'm going to play all three showdowns. That's what I'm doing for that, and I'll try to post sheets for that and give takes as much as possible. And I want to actually give a little bit of a shout out, whatever. I want to talk about the World Cup a little bit, and not so much from results or whatever, because I the two slates I played, I haven't really done anything at all. But I finally figured out why the normal EPL soccer slates are just so unappealing to me, and why the World Cup is actually, I really enjoy this sweat, and I think it is. Maybe it's my ignorance of soccer or whatever it is, but I find it very difficult to sweat more than one game of soccer at the same time. And the EPL slates, first of all, you got some of them are on Peacock, some are on TV, and it's just kind of hard for me to like know exactly what I'm rooting for in each game and to kind of follow it. And with the World Cup, you have the one game, and I've gotten used to like to knowing what to root for, knowing who's where, knowing the guys where they're supposed to be, and all that. And for me, this situation where it's like one game at a time, it makes that for actually a much better sweat than the normal EPL slates where they have the four games kind of going on at the same time. So that's a little bit of a shout out to that. And I think about that a lot. With respect to DFS, like what the best sweats are and whatever it is. That's why I always thought MMA was such an amazing sweat, is because everybody's singularly focused on one thing at the same time. At the same time, where in basketball you have multiple games going on at once, you don't even know what's going on. Um, so tonight, I suppose it's safe to say we're still waiting on Ja Morant. What's the most recent news on Morant? Anything? Does anybody have any updated news on Morant except for the fact that he was upgraded to questionable and a game time decision? Let's see what I can find in Discord. Let's see what I can find in Twitter. It says true. Yeah, remains a game time decision Tuesday. Okay, so what does that mean to the average man? Well, what that means is that it is an 8 p.m. start. So I hope by true game time decision, that's more like 7:45 maybe, and not say 8:02, if that makes any sense. But nonetheless, I mean, you do have to address. So 5:15 Central. Oh, that's the last time it was mentioned. Okay, right. But it's an 8 p.m. start, so obviously if it comes up before 7:30 Eastern, that's obviously ideal. But I'm anticipating something like 7:45, kind of right as after the pregame warmups or something like that. So everybody is going to have to kind of scramble. Ooh, what about this? Wow, Jamal Murray is also now questionable. And Jokic is now questionable, huh? Wow, I guess the health protocols are oh, this is very interesting. Right, so this slate has now become extremely interesting. see what this says. I didn't see Jokic questionable, but I saw Jamal Murray questionable. Yep, they both upgraded to questionable, and Morant upgraded to game time decision. Okay, so wow. Yeah, DeAndre Jordan will not have the one of these if Jokic is playing. And as a matter of fact, I guess that if both those guys are in, then pretty much nobody on Denver is playable, except perhaps Jokic himself. Who knows? So let's take a look at the times of these again. Now the Denver game is at 9. The Denver game is at 9. So the impact of that is we're going to have to make some decisions on Philly before anything else happens. So let's talk. I guess we'll talk about that first. And once anybody gets some info, please interrupt and throw it into the Discord. So Bones Hyland, he's officially questionable. Well, yeah, but the Bones Hyland thing also is in large part dependent on Murray, right? Murray and Jokic. But yeah, but if Bones Hyland is out, then I guess some of these guys like what's his name, KCP might be in play, maybe. But let's start with something we do know. Is that right now, at least for me, the quote-unquote best play is Shake Milton. He has a very, very strong points per dollar projection. He has some good just raw points projection. And his ownership is kind of following him along. You know, he's right now I have him at 45%, but again, it's all that stuff is really fluid because it all depends on what's going to happen with the later news. It's kind of it's impossible for me to say how owned Shake Milton is going to be, except to say that he's going to be really highly owned. And that's all I know for sure. Actually, that's not true. So other things in the Philly game, I also think it's safe to say that DeAnthony Melton, this is on DraftKings first, is a good play. Is he a great play? I mean, that's open to interpretation, but he's a good play. So these are the things that we do know. The other thing I wonder if Paul Reed is a good play. I don't know the answer. We got to get some starters from that too, and then get some updated projections once those starters are announced. Yeah, Shake Milton definitely both sides. Let me just see something. Yeah, I don't know what you do with like the Paul Reed, for example. I mean, is he a good play at 3,700? Yeah, I remember that game. It feels like a bad play. But I'm not sure. So Philly is playing. I'm confused. Oh, yeah, Philly's playing Brooklyn. So the other thing we can look at is what to do with Brooklyn guys. I think Simmons is a good play. And I think that's it. Durant is always a good play, you know. So I think Durant might be okay too. So Simmons and Durant. I wonder if this is going to be a Kyrie Irving day at 2% ownership. I just wonder. But I think we start with Simmons. So I guess while we're waiting on some of this other news, we could put in, Simmons is a good play. Milton is a good play. Melton is a good play. So Milton, Simmons, and probably Tobias Harris, right? And then let me see. So Sacramento, Memphis. So I don't want to speculate on Memphis yet, but I mean, I'm actually projecting right now Morant in, and he doesn't really project that great, if you want to know the truth. I mean, he's fine, but I think the Booker Anthony Davis pairing is significantly better. Significantly? That's not fair, actually, considering that Morant's probably going to be lower owned. On the Sacramento side of that game, Sabonis and Fox look, those look to be the guys, and not much else. So I just for as an example, okay, let's see what a lineup like kind of could look like with those types of guys. So if we were going to stack the Memphis game, so we were going to put Morant in with. I mean, first of all, can you play all three of them? Probably not, right? If we played Morant with Sabonis and Fox, I mean, now you're at 4K a person on a slate without really good 3K, 4K guys. So that's not going to work. If you played Morant with one of them, I mean, again, I just don't see that much 49.50 type value, especially when you have the threat of there being no more value in Denver. If Jokic and Murray are in, like, all that stuff is not available. Like the Bruce Browns and he's not even, he's more expensive than even that. What we can talk about is some Detroit value, though. I was getting to a bunch of Detroit guys in my SaberSim builds, and not the guys that you think. Well, actually, like Burks is kind of a sneaky okay play. Duran, Hamidou Diallo, all these guys, Killian Hayes. So like all these guys were considered secondary plays, to say at most, when these Denver guys were like such good values. But if these guys all fall off, then these Detroit guys kind of rocket up to the list. So herein lies the issue, right? So the Detroit guys, you have to decide by 9 o'clock, but that's okay. No, because it's the same game. So we'll know about the Denver guys the same time we'll know about Detroit. So Detroit, Denver will either have, a decent, it'll have like kind of okay value for Denver, for Detroit, which will become the best value on the slate if the Denver guys, if the Denver starters play, right? Or there'll be secondary pieces if those Denver guys are out. I find it hard to believe that for all that, they're going to then sit the Jokic and Murray. Why bother? And what's the news on that? I don't even get what that means. If they're now questionable because of protocols. And there's got to be a way to get more info on this. Let's see. They just made them questionable. They're now questionable. Jokic upgraded to questionable, but nothing else. I mean, I guess that they got this. I don't even know what the rules are now, but I guess it was something about positive tests or something like that, negative tests. So that's that. Now, the game that also is, to me, I mean, pretty easy is Lakers Phoenix, right? I mean, you have AD with no LeBron. So we put in Davis, and we have Booker with no Chris Paul. So you put these two together. Now, again, it's the same problem, though. If you play these guys together, or you play two guys over 9K, I think you're going to run into an issue without the Denver value. You're going to really have to, like, if there's no DeAndre Jordan, if there's no Zeke Nnaji or whatever, there's no KCP, none of all of this, then you're really going to be playing these Detroit guys. Alec Burks, Jalen Duran, Hamidou Diallo, Marvin Bagley. And that's going to be the value that you're going to have to play. Well, there's an interesting one. Thomas Bryant at 3,400. I wonder if he can get there. That would be interesting. The other thing, by the way, you'd like to do is to play Ayton in this game as well. I mean, can you do all that? Probably not, right? 6,800. Well, now we're at 4,680. I mean, you could do this, right, with these Detroits. Well, so we're starting with Philly. So let's presume that we're going to play Shake Milton. So now we're at 45.25. And then KD or AD, I think AD, it's not close. That's me at least. And then again, assuming there's no Denver value, then the next guys are going to be either a Detroit guy or Melton. So just to see what a Melton one would look like. Now we're at 3,500, and now we have problems. But I mean, Hamidou Diallo is 3,200 and small forward eligible, but you're just kind of running out of money here. You know, you just don't have it. I mean, you have to play Thomas Bryant or something like that. Yeah, so with Memphis, I think that presuming, well, we can't presume anything yet, but if Ja plays, I think it's either Ja or nothing. And if he doesn't play, then it's the guys that we talked about before. Then it's Tyus Jones and Dylan Brooks and Brandon Clark and on all these guys. So we just have to wait and see. Let's see what else we have here. So you do have to deal with it, right? Jamal Murray. Let's see if there's any more. Oh, Jim. I'm probably spelling it wrong. Can you share your screen? Oh, it's my bad. Sure. Hold on. Thought I was sharing my screen the whole time. It's like so funny. Yeah, so I was just actually trolling Twitter or whatever. So Clay, I can't do a full tutorial on SaberSim right now, but I will build lineups with it right now to show you how I use it. We have several videos on the site about how to use SaberSim now, but like for now, I mean, I'll show you, but we're gonna have to do everything different when this news comes in about Denver. So just presuming the projections are what they are now. Okay, you launch SaberSim either from the TrueDFS site or standalone, depending on how whatever. And again, we have to figure out what type of contest we're playing. But first of all, let's reset all the projections to what they have for now. And what we'll do is just they're actually giving Jokic it in. They're presuming him in right now. But just for fun, so let's change a couple of projections, and we'll use SaberSim's projections for now. So once your projections are in order and everything like that, you're going to hit the lineup builder. We have to figure out what we want to play. So we're going to try to build lineups for the big GPP. So 150 max GPP. We're going to leave. We could go into manual mode and change the correlation and ownership fade and smart diversity or whatever, sim diversity. But let's not. Let's just let it do its thing. And let's build, I don't know, you want to build 150 lineups just for fun? Sure. Let's build 150 lineups. Pool size 500. That means it's going to build 500 and show you the best 150. I don't really mess with the min salary and max salary or the maximum exposure or what positions in the utility. I think that's all fine. And let's see what we would come up with given SaberSim's projections right now. So what we would get is almost 100% Shake Milton, and then a very, this is what I thought. You're getting a huge amount of Keegan Murray. And the reason why that makes sense is because, again, you'd like to get to some of these guys, but now there's no more value if Jokic and Murray play. So now guys like Keegan Murray, Damian Lee, who are considered kind of barely plays at all, George Yang, become in play as kind of crappy value. And yeah, so that's what happens when, if we built with SaberSim using the presumption that now Jokic and Murray would be in. And you have to, know whether you want to play that kind of fishy value or not. You're getting some Seth Curry in these as well. All right, so now let's go back into FanDuel and see. Well, first, let's see what the sheets look like, and then we'll build with FanDuel. But again, actually, let's not even go to the sheets. Let's because I didn't even update them yet with the Denver stuff. Let's just go straight to the SaberSim projections and see what we would get building 150. And let's see what we would get. So likewise, as K9 was implying before, Shake Milton is a great play on both sites. I'd actually be getting almost 150 out of 150 Shake Milton over there as well. And once again, Keegan Murray shows up as a really, really strong value right now, presuming that these Nuggets are no longer values. So yeah, so you see the exposures here: Keegan Murray, D'Anthony Melton, Cameron Payne, Bojan Bogdanovic, just anything and anything to get some value here. So that's kind of the deal. What I think I'm going to do, I still don't know how to do this the right way, but yeah, so I'm gonna update my projections, I think. Yeah, I like Diallo, K9. I mean, I like him. Okay, so he's going to show up as a value, and like I said, now that, apparently everybody's kind of projecting these guys to play, like Jokic and all these guys. So if that's the case, I'm going to go ahead and presume they're playing too, at least for now. I mean, why on earth would they upgrade them to questionable and then rule them out anyway? I honestly don't know the answer to that. But you know what? Coaches in the NBA has done some rather fishy things with that. But for now, I'm going to update my projections to include those Nugget starters. I guess an interesting question is, do you want to play Murray and Jokic? I don't think I'm going to get to them. Yeah, I don't think that Bruce Brown is going to be chalky anymore, Eric. I think with all those guys in, I barely think he's playable at all. As a matter of fact. So, as you know, as interesting as that is, see, I don't know why. Now, RotoGrind just wants to give Jokic a 32-minute projection. I don't know what that means. You know what I mean? Like he's not going to play 30. I don't think he's going to play 32 minutes. He'll play 36 minutes, or he's not going to play. I think. I mean, it's not. It's health and safety protocols. It's not as if he's sick. You know, it's something else. I think. I have to figure out the best time to do the main slate preview for football this weekend. All right, so I'm now updating this. Now, again, we still don't have official word on Morant. So if that goes against, you know, what I'm projecting here, I mean, I can just always change it, so it's not that big of a deal. But I'm just updating everything right now, and all the models that I'm seeing have Jokic in. So I'm going to go with that, at least for now, and see what's different about my lineup builds and all that stuff. And I put up sheets, by the way, for the hockey slate tonight, 2-gamer, just because. But you know, obviously, 2-game hockey slates are pretty fishy. But what I would do if you're going to play that slate, I mean, I would not be afraid to leave money on the table, among other things. Okay, let's see what we have here. And while I'm doing this, if anybody wants to either ask a question or get any more injury news, like relevant injury news into here, that would be great. Let me check on questions before I run this. Ben Simmons ownership is going up to 25%. Yeah, I mean, I think that's reasonable. No, I mean, it's pretty cheap. But you know, don't lose sight of the fact Shake Milton's a very good play. I think of all the guys we talked about so far, I think the fishiest one is probably Keegan Murray. Like, I'm going to be getting to a bunch of this, and I don't know what I want to do with it. I mean, what is he really going to do for me except give me a headache? All right, so I'll show you, by the way, just it's kind of a one-time thing, what the new projections look like before I put them up here. Okay, so on DraftKings, yeah, so Jokic has become kind of in play. As far as point per dollar stuff, all that Denver stuff, it doesn't exist anymore. And you see now Thomas Bryant has now moved up the list. You know, and he hasn't become a better play, but just relative to the slate, he's become a better play. Like, there was literally no reason to play Thomas Bryant when DeAndre Jordan was going to be starting and playing, you know, whatever minutes. But how much better would DeAndre Jordan play be than Thomas Bryant anyway? Maybe Thomas Bryant is a decent play. The one Denver guy that's showing up is Aaron Gordon. So don't pay attention to these ownerships over here, because those have not been updated. Now let me look and see what FanDuel looks like. It's one of those days where there's not a lot of difference between FanDuel and DraftKings. Yeah, it looks very similar. We'll sort of have points per dollar as well. Get a little more Cameron Payne for some reason on FanDuel. And you're asking me all these questions that I would have had, I would have liked all these guys, like Bruce Brown, all that stuff, if Jokic were out, but I think they just all kind of fall off the map for me tonight. All right, so let's do it again. So let's redo DraftKings with the new projections and see what they look like now. What I would say about Jokic is that if I get to him, no, he's playing, and he'll start. Yeah, that's. You know what? You're 100% right, David. You're 100% right. I mean, Vegas tells all the story. Not all the time, but most of the time. And that might be a good point as well. But you know what? 9.5 is it's not like it's 18, right? So it's the same. It's still Milton and Melton, Simmons, but now you get more Ayton, Booker, Tobias Harris. You're getting this Keegan Murray, more of that. Getting a little more Jaden Ivey, more Thomas Bryant than I would have originally thought, more Bagley. So it's just that the value you're getting is just a little worse. Yeah, they are, aren't they? Oh, you were in you were in LA? Okay, cool. Yeah, I guess it's harder to get up to Anthony Davis with the absence of value, really. And Diallo's fine, but it's not like he's going to get a billion minutes. Oh, I didn't know that, David. Nice. I lived in LA for a couple of years after law school. You know where I lived? I lived in Westwood for a little bit, and then I also lived in Hancock Park. Hancock Park is a very, very nice area over there. It was mostly Orthodox Jews in the area. I'm not Orthodox Jewish, but my neighbors were on both sides. Really, really nice, nice place to live, actually. I was just renting there anyway, but. And then when I was lived in Westwood, I lived right off of right on Midvale, right in the middle of right in the middle of Westwood, the college town, pretty much. I actually need to make an LA trip. No, I'm not. Relax. I'm not a full-time DFS player. Um, Yeah, I'm not really getting to any Morris tonight. Adam, you're heading to San Diego for Thanksgiving. So yeah, I got a message from Kenny from the site. He is going to uh, he pinged me that he's going to visit relatives in San Diego as well, and he's actually going to Del Mar on Friday. So he wanted picks. Oh, so Adam, you're totally out of the health and safety protocols and going to San Diego. Very nice. Does Montrez Harrell starting make a difference either site? Did they just announce that, or I mean, you could always swap, right? Wait, he's on. Wait. What? I'm afraid to ask what team Harrell's on. What team is Harrell on? Is he on the Lakers still? Still talking about that? Or is he on Philly? I got to deal with this now. I got to deal with Montrezl Harrell. Now you can rewind it, Jeremiah. How about that? On the Sixers. Okay, yeah, I do. I am gonna have to probably check to see if that impacts. I mean, Harrell's got to be. I mean, he's got to be a play, right? Just has to be. I don't even know what the price is. He's got to be. If he's under 5K, I mean, don't you have to play him? Well, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna save these lineups again now, but I'm gonna go do this again. What I'll do is I'll see. Let's see. Yeah, so Jeremiah, the best plays are Shake Milton. That's the best play if that helps you. And I like Anthony Davis. um, and I like Devin Booker. We're gonna change these, and then let's see how the projections come out with Harrell starting. I mean, I don't think he gets. I mean, he's not the type of guy that's going to get like 36 minutes or anything like that. But he's always been pretty. He's always been pretty active. Is this a two big pick Survivor week? I guess for the people that are in still, it's. I'm not in anymore, but we're still doing the podcast. Brave Jayhawk and plenty of people from our Discord are still live for pretty good money. So we're going to continue to get after that. Tobias get you 45. All right, all right. So let's see. Maybe we'll cheat a little bit. Maybe we'll do full projection runs, but let's just do like what is yeah, so SaberSim still has well, hold on. I think they still have Reed starting. So no, they have Harrell starting now. At 4,500. Yeah, this is gonna have to be a played now. Oh, this is annoying. Yep. This is gonna have to be dealt with. He's going to project for 28 fantasy points at 4,500 on a slate with no value. This is unfortunately going to be something we have to deal with, and we have to deal with it now. Well, it's 7:06. What I think I'm going to just do is just tell you guys to just adjust for Harold, because I really don't think I have time to run them full again. So what I like to do, by the way, is if the projections haven't been updated, and this is a little trick if you have SaberSim and you want to use like my sheets and my projections, but they just don't have like one game updated. What you do is this: first you upload the regular sheets just like that. However you would do it, right? Or it could be right from the site. And then what I'll do is you'll go just to the game that needs to be updated. So that's Philly. And then what I'll do is I will just reset the my projections only to the SaberSim. So what you're going to be getting is just the SaberSim projections just for that team. And of course, as usual, the ownership never changes because the industry sucks. I mean, I can do this. I can certainly give a manual upgrade at least 20% to Harold. I mean, at least, right? That makes sense. So, just for fun, let me see what this would look like. Just using the SaberSim projection for Philly, but the full gamut for everybody else. And that's something you can do, by the way. And yeah, now you're getting all the Harold. Literally all of it. Like 100% Harold. Yikes. So what I'm probably going to do is, for now, is I'm going to go with that, and then I will probably run another set, but just in case I don't do it in time, or I don't want to scramble. At least I'll have some. At least I'll have some set of builds that at least I can live with, and tweak and late swap off and whatever. At least Harold's been taken into consideration, but I do have to figure it out because it's early. It's an early game, and I have to do the same thing for FanDuel, right? Yep, we'll do the same thing for FanDuel. So this is the order of how I'm going to do this. I don't think I'm going to be of much help to you guys, but this is the best I can do with respect to playing and also doing content. I don't think I'm getting to any Cork Mods at all. So what we'll do is the same thing over here. We'll go back to FanDuel. We will reset all the FanDuels. And then we'll add, we got to give Harold like 20%. We have to. And then we'll rebuild. Yeah, I'm not going to play any Cork Mons. I'm actually getting all kinds of Jokic on FanDuel. But again, I'm probably going to change some of this, but at least it's something to have in. Okay, so let's do this. We do probably have plenty of time, as we're saying. So let's do this. Put in some lineups so I have it. Then I'll spend a little time updating my projections. Then I'll probably do one other tweak. So this is what we're going to do. I'm going to keep the chat box open in case any news comes out. And then I'm going to update sheets right now. It's going to take a little bit of time though. How many Suns are you getting per lineup? I not much. I mean, it's just getting all kinds of Philly and including Harrell and Milton and Melton, you know. Let's see. Yeah, this Harrell projection doesn't exist. Let me see what these guys have it at. They don't have them as big of a deal, but I'll update as much as I can here. And then I'll put my lineups in. Okay, so it's 7:13. I think I can do this. It's going to be tight. Probably have it done by 7:20. So what you see is just really legitimate, like behind the scenes crap that means nothing. I'm actually going to stop sharing my screen in a second. Literally of no interest to anybody. See any questions come in the last 30 seconds, which I will happy to address. Booker going smash today? Yeah, probably. I mean, I like both of them. I like Booker and I like AD from the other side, and I like Thomas Bryant. Is Thomas Bryant that much worse of a play than is Thomas Bryant that much worse of a play than Montrezl Harrell? Are we sure? I don't know the answer. I mean, you have two guys that are probably going to play 24 to 26 minutes, and I'm not so sure that Harrell's a better play. This is pretty annoying. This is one of those things that I don't know. Like the news came out, and I just wonder if these projections are just kind of an overreaction, and the ownership is maybe an overreaction. But it's a big decision too, because I mean, I could go for the. I mean, I could definitely go for the for the Montrez fade, or at least just not go all of it, and save it. And maybe do something with Thomas Bryant later. And if Harrell smashes, then I'll do other stuff, I guess. I think it's possible. Actually, almost done. I have one more model I have to look at here. They're always the slowest. Let's see. Philly. Minutes. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to get these done in time. Sorry about that. It's not my fault. It's just these other places are a little slow. Let me see what these guys have. I just want to make sure that Saberson is not going cuckoo. Yeah, I think they're a little. I think they're a little over. Yeah, I think that they are a little over. So I don't think I'm going to end up with 100% Davis. I'm not Davis. Montrez after all that. So in like 2 minutes, I'm probably going to have to split. But what I'm going to do one more run with at least what I have right now, and at least tell you my exposures if I can't update the projection. Let me look one more time before I give up. Yeah, I give up on the projection piece. Updating it at least. So let's add in. So what I'm going to do. This will be the last bit of data I can give you, I guess. I'm going to do another run right now, and I'll just tell you if the ownership on that I'm going to get on Harrell is as much as I had it before, which is literally going to be 100%. I don't think that's going to be the case, but that is a very healthy projection. Starting with no Harden and Maxey as well certainly doesn't help. I mean, doesn't, you know what I mean? It doesn't help. Doesn't hurt. Yeah, so maybe Harrell's not that great of a play. Let me just eyeball this again. It's a tough decision. It's really a tough read. Let me try one more thing. Oh, you are still sharing the screen. Sorry. So here in Montrezl Harrell. No, we can't do that. Okay, so really under the gun here. No, but I'll be okay. Let's do the same thing one more time. It's 7:20. Oh, the 10 minutes. Okay, no problem. No problem. All right, so first I'll take a look at the projections. That I can show you, I guess. Presume you guys are all doing your lineups now, but if you're paying attention to this, oops, that's not good. Which I can't because um, Yeah, I don't want to go all the way up to where Sabersim has it. I want to kind of cut it in the middle. Well, that's not going to work. Check one more time to see if they updated yet. You guys really stink. If I were paid to actually generate my own projections and this was what I'd be getting, this would be really annoying. All right, so we'll just manually 6. We'll just manually change this, I guess. DK1. Sorry, it's not. It's just not my fault. I just hope that in the big slate tomorrow we don't get this much of a shit show. Not even so much of a shit show as far as news goes, just because of P. Where's this P? Some of these models just didn't update for Montrezl Harrell, which is annoying. $723. I mean, I really do have plenty of time for myself, but I don't have time to get everything up. But all right, let's see. Oh, didn't work. This is really annoying. $724. Oh, I thought we were running out of time here. No, I got plenty of time. Oh, grief. Okay, so that's DraftKings. Oops. FanDuel. Oh my God. Oh, so brutal. 725 still. Ah. Okay, try one more time. Still 725. Okay, FanDuel is done. I believe DraftKings is done. Let's see. 726 yet? No, it's still 725, so we still technically have plenty of time. All right, so Harrell's still a good play. So first we'll update the sheets. 726. Now all I need is my wife to come in and say, "Oh, I really need for something here." Okay, sheets are in. So I'm gonna have to disagree. I have to leave now. Sorry.